All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to today's class. I'm gonna try to keep it short because I know some days we don't have a full 60, 75 minutes to get in a yoga practice. So look, thinking about 20 to 30 minutes, a energizing flow. So just get in a full body, well-balanced sequence to just kind of get after it quickly, build a nice, strong physical practice that also gets us more flexible. It'll be helpful if you have 2 blocks. If you don't, not a big deal. And let's get started in child's pose. So balasana, right? Child's pose, right? It can be knees wide. It can be knees kind of hip width or knees together, right? Arms forward, right? Forehead to the floor, chest down. If for whatever reason this is just not comfortable for you, right? Maybe you grab one of your blocks and you sit back in your block in hero's pose, right? So what you're thinking about is be comfortable in it, right? Child's pose for some people isn't comfortable, so don't force yourself to have to take it if it's not comfortable. So just be here in hero's pose. But just take a few moments in your child's pose or wherever you're at, right? To just breathe and just feel your body as you breathe. Right, take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. Feel your entire rib cage expand. On your exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out, let it go. Again, inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out, let it go. One more time, inhale and exhale. And start to seal your lips together, engage your Ujjayi breath. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out through the nose. And walk your hands towards your upper left corner of your mat. As you come over, maybe you stack your hands on top of each other, right? And roll your right shoulder down. Lengthen your right sit bone towards the back of the room. And then as you inhale, try to fill up your right rib cage, your right lung. So inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go. If you want a little bit more, come up onto your right fingertips and take a half bind with your left hand behind your back, right? That'll get a little bit more to the right side body. Breath in, breath out. And then undo the bind. Left arm reaches forward. Walk your hands back to the right. Bring your left hand on top of your right hand. So walking to the upper right corner of your mat. Staying here and wrapping your left shoulder down towards the mat. Lengthen your left sit bone back and then inhale into your left rib cage, into your left lung. If you did it on the other side, right, come up onto the left fingertips, take your right hand behind your back for a half bind. But that left shoulder wants to roll open, keep it rolling down. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And then undo your binds. Come all the way forward onto your belly. Set up for Bhujangasana, Cobra. So take your hands back by your lower ribs, fingertips face forward. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, squeeze your quads, feel your kneecaps lift. And then on your inhale, loop your shoulders back, squeeze your elbows, lift your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together, pull your shoulder blades down your back. Right? Press into your hands a little bit and hug your elbows back so you feel the backs of your shoulders, back of your arms. Exhale everything down. Again, inhale, loop the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows, lift the chest. Right? Press into your feet, engage your quads, feel your kneecaps lift. And then on your exhale, forehead down. And then one more time, inhale, loop the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows, lift the chest. Maybe you stay with your hands on the floor, maybe you float your hands, or keeping a slight bend in your elbows. Press in your hands, come more to a high cobra. But if you're coming to high cobra, right, the tendency is to draw the shoulders up towards the ears, draw the shoulders back and down. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, come up to all fours. A few rounds of cat-cow. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Wrap your elbow creases forward. And then inhale, drop your belly, draw your heart through your arms, send your sit bones high. Come into cow pose. Exhale, curl into cat. And as we move in and out of these poses, focus more on moving your shoulder blades. So here in cat pose, shoulder blades away from each other, upper back up toward the ceiling. And then as you come into cow pose, belly drops, shoulder blades together, shoulder blades slide down the back. Cat pose, round your back, shoulder blades away from each other. Cow pose, shoulder blades together, down your back. And then just a few more on your own, at your own pace, adding in any movement that feels good for you. All right, so if that's hip circles, it's hip circles. Maybe you're rolling out over your wrists. Right? Maybe you're turning your fingertips back towards your knees to stretch your forearms. Whatever it is, just feel good. Right? Don't worry about what it looks like. You don't even have to be even on both sides. And then come back to neutral. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. On your exhale, step forward to runner's lunge. If you have 2 blocks, I recommend 2 blocks. Gets us a little bit more height to reach the chest forward, but if not, just fingertips to the floor. Press into your right foot, hug it back, and then lift your left heel forward and up. Engage your left quad, left glute, so this back leg is straight, stay straight, and just drop your hips a little forward and down while maintaining the activation to the quad so the leg stays straight. Breath in, breath out. And take one more breath in. And then on your exhale, just straighten out your right leg until you feel your hamstring. And then inhale, rebend the knee, come back to your runner's lunge. We're just going to do some dynamic movement here, chest forward. Exhale, straighten out your right leg till you feel your hamstring. Maybe it's a little bit deeper. Again, inhale into runners. Exhale, straighten the leg into kind of a long pyramid variation. Inhale, rebend the knee, engage the left glute, maybe drop the hips just a little bit. Exhale, straighten out your right leg. 2 more times. Back into runners, drop the hips, engage the left quad a bit. Exhale, straighten out your right leg. Last time, rebend the right knee, lengthen forward. Exhale, straighten out your right leg. We'll hold it here for just a few breaths. Right, but press into the ball of your right foot and hug it back. Breath in, breath out. Breath in. And then exhale, rebend your right knee. Inhale your right arm up toward the ceiling. So as you roll open, right, pull your right outer hip back. Take a breath in. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, roll your right arm open. Inhale to lift the right arm. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, chest forward. Last time. Exhale, twist. As you twist, use your inhale and pull your feet towards each other. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale to the floor. Interlace your fingers in Sphinx. So press the forearms down. Pull the elbows back and then keep your knees down, round your upper back. So knees stay down for this to target the front of the core. Pull your elbows towards your knees towards your elbow, and then your upper back, think cat pose. Right, shoulder blades away from each other, lift your upper back. Right, elbows to knees and elbows, feel the anterior core, right? Your anterior abdominals, the front of your belly. And then hips down, Sphinx, take a breath in. Then on your exhale, reach back for locust. Inhale, lift into locust, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step it forward, runner's lunge. Right, fingertips to blocks if you got them. Pull your feet towards each other. Engage your right glute, right quad, and just drop the hips just a little bit. So you get a little bit more into that right hip flexors, front of the right hip, but make sure that that quad and glute stay active. That's the key. Breath in, breath out. Keep pulling the feet towards each other. Take a breath in. On your exhale, straighten out your left leg until you feel your hamstring. Again, moving dynamically back and forth. Inhale, rebend the knee, lengthen chest forward. Exhale, straighten out your left leg. Inhale, rebend the knee, chest forward. Exhale, straighten out the left leg. Again, inhale, lengthen, engage your right quad, right glute. Exhale, straighten out your leg, keep pulling your left foot back. One more time, inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, straighten out the left leg, pause and hold it here. Press into the ball of your left foot. You may even pick up the 5 toes on your left foot. You can kind of see here. By lifting the toes, it gives you more access to press the foot down and pull back for more strength to the back of the hamstring as you stretch it. Chest forward. And then rebend your left knee. Keep your right hand down, left arm up toward the ceiling. Inhale, pull the left hip back. Exhale, left hand down, chest forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, left arm up toward the ceiling. Pause here, breath in. Exhale, left hand down, chest forward. Inhale. Exhale, pull your feet together as you twist out to the left. One more time, left hand down, reach the chest forward. Exhale, pull the feet towards each other as you twist. And then left hand down, move the blocks, step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale to the floor, Sphinx, regular Sphinx. Press into your forearms, chest through, chest up. Exhale, forearm plank. Look at your left hand, turn your left hand in a bit. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot, come into side plank. Press into your left forearm, hug it toward your feet. And then right arm down, left arm up. Right, lower ribs draw in, hips lift, and then right elbow hugs towards your right foot. Take a breath in. And then left elbow down, inhale. Knees down, hips down, Sphinx, breath in. Exhale, reach back for locust. Inhale, lift into locust. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move a little bit. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch your chest forward, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Same thing, adding in some lunges. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Right foot back, knee down. Inhale, arms up, pull your feet towards each other. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank. Inhale and plank. On your exhale, chaturanga or all the way to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog, locust or cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg up. Step it forward, left knee down. Inhale, reach up again, feet pull towards each other. Exhale, hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Same thing, left side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot back, knee down. Inhale, arms up again. Pull your feet towards each other. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, chaturanga or to the floor for locust. Inhale, upward facing dog, locust or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg up. Exhale, step it forward, right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Surya Namaskar Asana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Stay with the rhythm. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank, step or hop back. Inhale and plank. Exhale, chaturanga or to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog, locust or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step, hop, float, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bakasana, find crow, right? Take your knees wide, armpits to the inner knees. Press the arms into the legs, squeeze the legs into the arms. Set the hands down, lift the hips up, but don't look straight down. Look forward and lean as far forward as you can. Get one foot off, lean a little bit further, get the other foot off. And then press into your hands and pull your thumbs towards each other. Breath in, breath out. Breath in. And then on your exhale, step or hop back to plank. Inhale and plank. On your exhale, same options, chaturanga or to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog, locust or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg up. Exhale, right foot forward, crescent. Come into crescent, start with the left knee bent, lift your left heel forward and up. Hip points lift up toward the ceiling, reach the arms up. Breath in, breath out. And then bend your left knee, bring your left knee to a hover. Take a breath in. On your exhale, press into your right foot, left knee into your chest. Right hand comes to the outside of your left knee, left arm reaches back. Lift your chest up, draw your belly in. Inhale to create the space, exhale to twist. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Left leg back, reach through the heel, lift it up. Right, just reach out of the arms. Breath in, breath out. If you want to take Chopasana, bend your left knee, kick back. It's a perfect spot for a block underneath that right hand, whether you're taking the bind or not. Inhale, exhale. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, bend your right knee, slowly step back, Virabhadrasana 2. Reach the arms wide, right? Reach out of the arms. Pull your feet towards each other. Breath in, breath out. Focus on your breath. Get your shoulders up by your ears. Roll your shoulders back and down. Breath in. And then exhale, side angle. Right hand to the outside of your right leg. Right on a block or on the floor, or maybe forearm to thigh. But right knee over the right ankle. Press your knee out into your arm. And with your arm, don't let it move. Don't let your leg move. So resist that knee. Pull the feet towards each other. Left arm either straight up toward the ceiling or sweep it out to the left and then reach it forward. Extended side angle. But hands or feet pull towards each other. Lengthen through your fingers. Breath in, breath out. Keep that right foot pulling towards your left. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, chaturanga, locust or cobra. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Don't just rush through it. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, left foot forward, crescent lunge. Lift that right heel forward and up. Start with the right knee bent. That gives you more access to lift the hip points up. Feet pull towards each other, right leg straightens. Arms reach forward and up. All right, take a few breaths here. Breath in, breath out. Best way to energize yourself is to add some movement to your body, but focusing on the breath, keeping the breath consistent. All right, bend your right knee to a hover. Take a breath in. On your exhale, press into your left foot, one-legged Tadasana, and then left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right arm reaches back. All right, inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to twist. If you want to straighten this leg out, right, I didn't say it on the other side, but you can always straighten the leg. Catch either the big toe of your right foot with your left hand or catch the outside edge. Right? Breath in, breath out. Take one more inhale breath here. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Right leg back. Again, left hand can come right to a block underneath the left shoulder. Flex your right foot, reach through your heel. Lift that right leg up so high that you feel it on your right outer hip. Stay here or bend your knee. Roll the hip open. Find Chopasana, Ardha Chandra Chopasana. Right, breath in, breath out. Lift that right leg up a little bit higher. Take an inhale. Exhale, step back, warrior two. As you come into warrior two, right hip a little forward and down, so this left knee is tracking a little bit towards the baby toe. So you can see big toe, second toe to the inside of the left knee. Pull your feet towards each other. Reach the arms wide. Shoulders up by the ears, roll the shoulders back and down. And then just for this one, flip your palms up. Right, just experience warrior two in a slightly different variation. Breath in, feet pull towards each other, breath out. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, side angle, left hand to the outside of your left foot, right? On the block or on the floor or forearm to thigh. But take your left outer hip, right? Left outer hip wants to kind of lean out, pull it in and draw it back. And then press your left knee into your left arm, but hold your left arm in place so that knee doesn't move. And then pull your feet towards each other. Right arm can be up toward the ceiling, or take the palm back, reach it forward, palm down, extended side angle, reaching through the ring finger. Right, feet pull towards each other, belly draws in, outer armpit lengthens. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Right, not a lot of long holds today. Right, we're trying to be efficient, trying to create energy. Take a breath in. Exhale to the floor, Sphinx. Inhale in Sphinx. Elbows pull back, chest pulls forward. Exhale, forearm plank. Take a breath in. Walk your feet in dolphin. As you come into dolphin, press into your forearms, lengthen the outside of your armpits, look back at your toes. Breath in, breath out. Press into your forearms like you're trying to straighten your arms, but don't let your elbows lift. Right, you're pressing down so much. Breath in, wrap the armpits towards each other like you're holding a block between your elbows. Breath out. Breath in, breath out. Walk your feet back, forearm plank. Inhale, knees down, hips down, Sphinx. Take a breath in. On your exhale, reach back for Dhanurasana, bow. So you can either take one side, right, at a time, or both. If you're taking one side, start on the right side. If you're taking both, grab both, right? Take a breath in, and then on your exhale, kick up toward the ceiling. We'll be here for a bit. If you're doing one leg, I'll cue you here in a second to switch legs, but engage your glutes and kick up toward the ceiling. At the same time though, pull in with your hands. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades slide down the back just like in locust. If you're taking one side, this would be a good time to switch it. Right, but focus on the quality of your breath. Breath in, breath out. Try not to just press your belly into the floor to get height. Draw your belly in and use the back of the body to lift, right? So the glutes, the hamstrings kick up. One more breath in. And then on your exhale, release. All right, feel free to windshield wiper the feet a little bit side to side. Press back to all fours. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to a seat at the top of your mat. Right, come to the top of your mat, extend your legs forward. Draw your right heel in towards your hip. Take your left hand just outside your left hip and just kind of lift up a little bit and shift your left leg forward. Take your right foot, cross it over your left, sole of the foot on the floor. All right, you can stay with this left leg straight or bend your left knee, bringing your left heel towards your butt, but keep the right foot on the floor. Left forearm wraps around your right knee. If you want more outer hip, grab opposite elbow with your right hand. Just pull in and twist right here with both forearms on your knee. If you want a little bit more twist, right hand behind you, lift the chest, find your twist. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale. And then slowly come back to center. Extend your left leg long if it's bent. Extend your right leg long. Shake your legs out. And then draw your left heel in towards your hip. Take your hands behind your hip and just shift your right leg forward a bit. Left foot crosses over the right leg. Stay here or bend your knee, bringing your heel in towards your hip, but you want this left sit bone on the floor. Again, if you want, so take your right arm around. If you want more outer hip stretch, take the forearms, both forearms here. Otherwise, if you want a more twist, right, left hand behind you, lift the chest, exhale to twist, right? They're different. It's just, they're both good, just different, right? Just get you more in the hip. If you want a little bit more hip, get a little bit more hip. You're twisting, just not as deep. Breath in, breath out. And then come back to center. Extend your right leg forward, extend your left leg forward, shake your legs out. Come all the way down for bridge. All right, so set your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Heels in, toes out. Take a breath in. On your exhale, press into your feet, lift your hips up. And then lean a little bit onto your right shoulder and get your left shoulder blade underneath your body a little bit more. And then lean onto your left shoulder, get your right shoulder blade underneath you a little bit more. Use that more tighter, stronger, solid base to press up a little bit higher. But notice if you're kind of splaying the knees wide and the inner edges of your feet are lifting, right? It's okay if the knees go wide, but are you kind of rolling to the outside edge of your feet? If you are, press your big toe mounds, press your inner heels to the floor and lift up. Right? Option would be to stay here for about 5 more breaths. Or if you want, plant your hands. Press up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Come into wheel. Right? Wrap the armpits towards each other. Press in your hands like you're lengthening the outside of your armpits. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, slowly lower all the way to the floor. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet touch, knees wide. Take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And then set your feet down again like you would for bridge. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Draw your left knee into your chest without grabbing your hands. So just pull your knee in towards your chest. Take your right knee and press it forward. So it's an active hip opener here to end. Right? Tail in the legs, take us into position and then hold us here. Right? Breath in, breath out. Right? We're building strength and flexibility at the same time. Maybe you want to sway a little bit left and right just to get into a little bit different spot in the hip. And then just hold it in another spot that needs a little bit extra. And then come back to center. Set your feet down. We'll switch sides. Left ankle crosses. Without using your hands, draw your right knee in. As you draw your right knee in, feel the front of your right hip strengthen in the activate. Feel your outer left hip lengthen. Now to turn those muscles on, they're not going to get any less flexible, I promise. Press your left knee away from you without using your hands. All right, so now these outer hip muscles are engaged at a lengthened position, creating more active range of motion, hopefully down the road preventing any sort of injury. Right? Injuries aren't foolproof, but we're trying to get as bulletproof as we can. Right? Breath in, breath out. Right? You can still wear a bulletproof vest and get shot and die, right? It just misses the bulletproof vest, or it's too big of a shell and it goes through. But that's kind of morbid. Excuse what I just said. What we're trying to do is, no matter how much we do, we still have the chance of getting injured. We are just trying our best to protect us. And then set your feet down. Draw your right knee into your chest. Allow your left leg to be long. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, bring your right leg across the body. Right? To keep the energy theme for today, left hand presses a little bit into the right knee. Right knee presses into the left hand with the same amount of intensity. Gaze can be over the right shoulder or up toward the ceiling. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And then come back to center. Draw both knees in. Extend your right leg long. Hug your left knee in. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, bring your left knee across the body. Right, left arm can kind of do what it wants out here to the left. But right hand pulls down a little bit on the knee. Knee presses into the hand. Draw your belly in. Find your twist. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. And then slowly come back to center. Draw your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead to your knees. Wrap your arms around your legs. Squeeze everything in tight. Take a breath in. And then when you're ready, Shavasana. Right, in these shorter practice, we don't have a lot of time for Shavasana. So just a few seconds, a few breaths. Allow yourself to just surrender into your mat. Allow yourself to just be heavy, to be quiet, and enjoy it. And I encourage you to stay here as long as you can. Otherwise, start to roll towards your right side. With as little effort as possible, please make your way to a comfortable seat towards the front, eyes closed. Bring your hands together in prayer position at heart center. Slide your thumbs towards your forehead, towards your third eye. Take a final deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel energized. I hope you feel like you got some complete work in the body. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, right? If you haven't already seen, I also have memberships where I add additional classes per month, and you can click either the join button just right below the video, or in the description there's a join link, and it won't automatically make you join it. It will just show the description and allow you to pass through other steps. So there. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Namaste.